Hey everyone, how's it going? Today, let's take an in-depth look at this beautiful numbers-matching 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. And this is going to be a full and in-depth tour of the Z28. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, and go over the performance data, and show you a bunch of the features on the interior as well as exterior. And a special thanks and shout out to Foreign Cars Italia in Charlotte, North Carolina for allowing me to come down and film this beautiful American classic. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up, let her run. The exterior color is known as Daytona Yellow, with a full black vinyl interior. Four-speed manual gearbox. Beautiful sound. This Z28 came with the optional power assisted steering system, as well as power brakes, all disc. It also came standard with this close ratio Hurst 4-speed manual gearbox. For reverse, go over, all the way up, and a beautiful ball shift housing with the Hurst insignia coming down to the shift boot. And we're going to cut on the headlamps, the hazards, manual windows, and let's go check out the exterior, shall we? For the last year of the first generation Camaros, mechanics remained pretty much unchanged for the most part, while the aesthetics were modified a good bit from the 67 and 68 models. The grille was actually redesigned to feature a solid black slotted grille with bright valance, so the headlights would actually sit further back, adding to the aggressive features of the front end. With the addition of the headlight valance as a part of the Rally Sport package, it also gave quite a streamlined look. The body style for 1969 was also heavily revised. It saw newly reshaped doors, rear quarter panels, revised rear valance, as well as wheel wells that were flattened with sculpted feature lines that flowed off towards the rear of the car, meeting rear integrated air slots positioned in the front of the rear wells. And finishing out down below, the Z28 also came with a unique set of 15 by 7 inch rally wheels mounted on Goodyear tires with raised white lettering. Basically, all of the unique styling cues that were put into the 1969 model gave it a much more smoother, lower, and wider stance look that made it more aggressive than any of the Camaros before it. Basically, the Camaro is a highly customizable vehicle ever since the get-go, the Z28 just being one of the many performance packages available at the time. The Z28 was actually offered by GM specifically to comply with the SCCA, or Sports Car Club of America, Trans Am racing series that required an engine size of 5 liters or less. The vehicle must also be sold to the general public. Basically, when the Z28 option first appeared in 1967, it wasn't mentioned in sales literature, so many buyers were unaware of its existence. Essentially, Chevy worked on the 327 small block V8 down to 302 cubic inches specifically for that racing application. Due to the lack of press about the Z28, only about 602 examples were produced in 1967, and increased numbers in subsequent years, with 1969 essentially being one of the most popular body styles for the Z28. And also finishing up the back is a unique rear spoiler, long streamlined rectangular tail lamps, as well as integrated bumper guards in the back, giving it a very nice, smooth, yet clean look. For an extra $458 to a base $2,726 Camaro, the Z28 package included many performance enhancements such as the 4.9-liter small block V8, but also front disc brakes, which were a required $100 option. Hurst close ratio 4-speed gearbox, F41 handling suspension improvements, 15-inch rally wheels, as well as the cowl induction hood with unique valve that opened up to draw in cool air from the base of the windshield. The aesthetics of the vehicle were segregated from the other Camaros with racing stripes that were placed on the hood flowing into the back of the vehicle. In order to pop the hood, there's a little latch right under here. You just flip it, and it automatically releases. The Camaro Z28 came standard with a 302 V8 turbo fire, putting out around 290 horsepower at 5,800 RPM and 290 foot-pounds of torque at 4,200 RPM. And it had an 18-gallon fuel tank with an estimated miles per gallon rating of around 12 city, 16 highway. It also featured a compression ratio of around 11 to 1 with a 0 to 60 time of around 7.4 seconds and a quarter-mile time of around 15.12 seconds at 94.8 miles an hour. This engine has actually been modified just a little bit and produces around 400 horsepower up from its stock 290. Has a crane roller camshaft and upper valve train, and the differential is actually changed from 331 gears to 411 gears. Those being just a few that I know right offhand, but the nice thing about it is they were done in a way to still keep that beautiful factory look. Absolutely beautiful engine bay. This Z28 RS came with pretty much all of the available factory options. Like I said, beautiful plush vinyl interior, padded door panels, your anti-rattlers here. Coming down, stainless steel accenting gracing around the door panels with grid pattern coming across the center, padded armrest, integrated Camaro logos, your simple manual seating, your manual sliding function down below. Very simple and straight, no frills about it, as well as the deluxe retractable seat belts. Aluminum door entry guards, aluminum pedals. It also has a manually tilting steering wheel for increased comfort in getting in for the driver, and a full vinyl headliner. So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. Can't beat that natural American muscle sound. And we're going to shut her up. Delco FM radio. Also pretty neat is the fact you have the center speaker up in the dash here, but you also have one located in the back deck. It's kind of a luxury feature back then. They advertised it as more surround sound for the day. Full-length center console with the faux wood accenting. It also had a full padded dash for increased luxury styling and safety. Also had the optional day-night mirror, so you can change it with this little switch down here in case there's a glare behind you. Your air and heater controls. As well as defrost off to the right. Analog clock front and center. Obviously your tachometer off to the right. You have little warning lights at the bottom of each pod. Has your parking brake light there. Speedometer. Parking brake located down below here. Right down below is your dimmer switch to activate your headlamps, or excuse me, high beams. And you have the little manual levers down there to open up little under dash vents to let in fresh air. The original Rally pack, a part of the Rally Sport package, fuel, oil, temperature, as well as your voltometer up top. As we come down the center console, something else is pretty neat. You can store the seat belts, and these little mechanisms here, they just click in. If you don't want to have them laying all over the seat or something when you're not driving the vehicle. Little ashtray. And you have your other ashtray up front here. Beautiful classic. Turn signal stock, as well as your windshield wiper activation. Absolutely beautiful. Go ahead and shut her down. And we'll go ahead and check out the back seat. As far as the back seat, access it by this little switch here. Just folds forward. And it yields the plush bench in the rear. Legroom is cramped for taller passengers. I'm 5'10", my head's just about touching the ceiling. As if anybody's really worried about passenger room for one of these vehicles. All the panels are padded back here as well. Your window levers and coat hooks. Alrighty. Go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? It's pretty neat to see the vehicles that actually have the correct trunk mat, full-size spare tire, bumper jack. Just adds to a little historical nostalgia. Same manual sliding pattern on the passenger seat. Modest glove box, metal, cardboard lined. A beautiful restoration of an American legend and classic. Uniquely styled with fantastic performance, the Camaro has always been a staple, as well as one of the benchmark vehicles to start the muscle car era in the 60s following the Ford Mustang. An integral part of American automotive history. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this in-depth look at this beautiful 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.